Alrighty, y'all. So this is another video. It's been a while. I've been a little busy, but I realized I never really went over how I view my own markups and why I use certain colors and why I have things kind of formatted the way they are. It's very simple. I'm sure tons of other people do this, but it's something that I haven't personally done a video on and explained in depth. And so I'm going to try to do that as quickly as I can, but also as thoroughly. So there is a very simple way to view it, and then there's also like a method to the madness and kind of a, I would say, more advanced way to view it in terms of technical analysis. So the more you kind of understand various ideas within technical analysis, however much you studied it, you'll probably understand the other way that I explain it. So I'll do a little bit of both. I'll start with, again, just an idea of how I view the charts. And so colors are a big part of it for me because I need something that's going to catch my attention. Otherwise, I probably won't pay attention to it at all. And so, I kind of drew these arrows and exaggerated a little bit. And with some of the squiggles and whatnot, just and even the highlights, like the yellow here, I don't have written up because I don't really use that. The orange I will explain because I did use a lot starting out, and I still use it, just a lot less. So again, I exaggerated again with some squiggles, some arrows, some symbols, and things that I don't use. But the main stuff that I do use is here, and I'll try to touch on all of it to help it make sense as well. But so right now I'm looking at Apple. To clarify again, trade option contracts in the stock market. Been doing it for some time. Don't do it as heavily as much as I used to. I'm kind of enjoying a break, I guess you could say, from it. In terms of doing it as a job, it was like a career path, and it didn't start that way. It was just kind of supplemental income, and anyways, long story short, short story long. I kind of enjoy this, the more laid back education, trade when I want kind of vibe. Anyways, so along that process and over the years, I have kind of accumulated an amalgamation of ways and reasons I do things, ways that I do things, whatever. So the colors here, to simplify and start it out, get us started, the simple explanation for the white colors on some of these lines here is they are to catch my attention, really. And it's something that I'm looking at the white lines as where I would like price to probably push past break, right? The dottedness of it helps me see literally the candles like squeeze in between and move through them. And then the dottedness as well, just a slight difference here. It's showing me something else is all that is. But so these are trend lines here, the thicker dotted line, and then the thinner dotted line. Again, more of an advanced way of thinking about it. These are imbalances. I'm indicating the top and the bottom of imbalances. In this case, a buy side imbalance. And so again, I'm using the orange to signify where price would go after crossing the white lines. So the white lines, again, it's like trend lines, imbalances, and that's pretty much it, honestly, nowadays. And the orange is just really like symbology. Like I used to draw, literally would draw these dollar symbols and arrows, and that's what I would do. And I'd be like, okay, I kind of, and like same reason I just gave this example here. I'm showing what I used to do. Obviously I'm not as expressive with it now, but this is the best way, in my opinion, for a visual learner, I guess, and I think everyone's a little bit of a visual learner, to get there. And so anyways, orange is where I would like price to go after crossing kind of the white lines, whatever they may be. And then the blue, and maybe I could have explained this first, but it doesn't really matter. It's all going to make sense eventually. And so the light blue is for green candles, buying candles, candles that go to the upside. The dark blue would be representative of price selling off or selling candles that indicate price going down, right? So this chart, rather than see it as like green and red, like these long and short positions, it's really just a way, and I bet there's probably a way to change the color of the long and yeah, look at that. All you have to do is click it. So I guess I could do like this and help stick with it. But anyways, this is a psychology trick. It's like, you don't have to view it as good, bad. It's like, it's just price. It's just all price. Blue and blue, it's price. So anyways, light blue price is price going up, dark blue price is price going down. And then so that's like the reason I use the colors on these zones. So in some of my screenshots, like in the private Discord, Insane Investments, you can see my outlooks, and again, not financial advice, but just providing my technical analysis, finding areas where I would personally, look to take entry, and would never tell anyone to do that. And so dark blue is sell side, light blue is buy side, and so these zones indicate what I think price will do when we get there or revisit that area. And so they start, obviously, right, as price literally moves on a chart from left to right. And so these zones, once price gets back in on the right side after being created on the left side, and I already circled that one down here, but we should see that reaction. So price entered the zone, did not break out of the zone, mind you, which I think is very important for this to be kind of accurate. In the moment, at least, things change, price continues. And look at me, I'm going too deep. So again, simple explanation, sell side, price revisited it, right, indicated by what I circled here, and that's what happened. It sold off from this area. That's what I wanted to happen. That's why we draw the price, the zone, we anticipate, and sometimes we're right, and sometimes price does whatever it wants. But anyways, buy zone down here, light blue, right, indicating that I would think price would bounce here. It did, indicated by the orange circle. We swept these lows, right, significant points of interest, things, prices to look for, price targets to hit that, from pre-market, and continued bounce from there. Is awesome. Dang it, I forgot to explain. I mean, this is kind of the very, very basics, but I always look at pre-market and post-market price action. So again, if you're in the Discord, you seen probably either live streams or had one-on-ones, and that's all that is. So we you right click on your chart, go to settings, and you are able to, in session here, select extended trading hours, and all that is just allowing you to view again nighttime and morning time and see what price does in that area. Even though we can't trade stock option contracts in that time, very important that we recognize what's going on in those times, so that we can trade it. And we trade, obviously, this space here is the open market, right? This is all the time of the day, and right now we're looking at the 15-minute time frame. So every candle 15 minutes. I think we already said all that, but yeah. So nighttime, morning, daytime, we're looking for plays. So I use these colors to mark up and try to find plays, and it helps me understand what I'm looking at. And that's how I think about it. It's like, okay, like white lines, trend lines, or imbalances, I want to see price break those lines. Orange, I want to see price fill those areas, or do this basically after the white line stuff, is what orange is. Or just something important because it's a bright color like this here. I'm using it as an example, but I'll change it to yellow for clarification purposes, because yellow is really that bright caution, like look at me. And then green, I didn't explain green, but green is just like after, like what I used to do is like, for example, yeah, right, these were orange, and then price broke, right, this little circle was where we broke the trend line, really. So you see trend line started here. It doesn't have to touch, but what I'm looking at here is here. So touch, and it's just a perfect little line. And so why not connect it there, forget about this one, and focus on the trend. And so we trended down, and then you see, wait, it's taking out these little ups, the touches that gave it that. And so here we are, price breaking out, and this is again bright and early. I mean, this is the 16th, Tuesday the 16th, at 8:30 a.m. price is breaking out to the upside. And then so like in this scenario, right, like it's like just using that as yellow. So again, just notifying that that's what price is doing. But this would be turned to green, and that's how I would like again, I used to really draw all that stuff. I don't do too much now unless it's like a one-on-one I'm explaining. So hopefully this video helps explain that. Again, pretty simple stuff, very simple stuff. Supply and demand zones, right? And again, like with my entries, so like these upper levels, that's what we're doing in the Discord, is I'm finding my own plays, my own signals, and I just so happen to, you know, share what I'm seeing every morning before the stock market opens. And sometimes it hits perfectly, just like it did here. Like on the 15-minute, it's kind of tough to see, but you know, for anyone who's trading and really analyzing, like we got a perfect close below, retest, continuation, bounce out of our demand zone, which also swept price target here, which is just a lower mitigated portion of the 4-hour buy side imbalance. We tapped into, bounce out of there. The buy side imbalance worked perfectly, brought us to our sell side zone, which is created at the top, high of day, right? Outlier, a new higher high for market structure. And we didn't sweep it. We weren't ready to sweep it, but we took out some internal lows, something significant in here. It was the point at which we bounced out of the 4-hour imbalance, tapped into our demand zone. And so that sell side, right? We took the sell side here as profit, take profits in the zone. We didn't know it was gonna, you know, bounce so quickly. Oh, but it's pulling back. It was, you know, lots of selling, big volume, huge candles here at the early open on Thursday. So we take profits because it's like, man, it's pulling back. All right, great. So we retest. Oh, it continues. There's potential for another trade here. Swing it $1.38 to the downside. Why don't you? And you know, take another entry into close. Not financial advice. That's what I would have done. And then price continues, whatever, done trading for Thursday. So the upper level that we found though Thursday morning, so this upper level again found in pre-market, we can verify with the Discord here. This is a screenshot from Apple, above 240.97, below 238.55 on 9/18. And this is what it looked like right before. It's like, okay, I have the setup, my white trend line. Again, I don't do the orange with the drawing, so it looks even so much cleaner here. But the 4-hour, this little 4-hour symbol you see here, that was orange. And then now it's green because of this, right? This whole area, really this right here is where it started to sell into. This is where I would have circled yellow, right? Showing like, hey, we're now changing this 4-hour to orange, or from orange to green. And then this is also happened to be just a point of significance where price continued to buy out from perfectly. You know, we get back out of our imbalance area. Anyways, we called it bright and early, and there we go. And so I'm looking for, though, at that time the upside, right? But it didn't happen, so it's fine. We trade downside, get 2 opportunities, great. But we can just take that level and see what happens the next morning. It's a great idea. And so look at that. We see that price did give us another close above retest continuation, right? Just gorgeous. And all to do what? To sweep yesterday's high day, to sweep the high day from Tuesday, take out that zone, finally sweep even high day from Friday the 5th of September. Like Apple absolutely ripped on the 19th. But anyways, it just goes to show upper lower levels, when you have a very consistent idea of what you're looking at, what you're doing, it kind of just becomes common practice to just find stuff and be like, man, like this looks good. Well, this looks right. This looks correct. And this is possible. This is what's possible, really. Because I can't say, oh, this is 100% correct. It's what's going to happen. Nobody knows. But we do know possibilities are endless. And if you're analyzing the market, maybe you'll be able to see what's coming next. I don't know. Alrighty. Hopefully this helps. God bless. Bye.